Not really at 6 a.m. It's more, I think the prime time for nighttime burglaries or break-ins are 3:30, 4 a.m. Aren't they? Prime time for a break-in? Because usually by that time everybody's dead asleep. Because some people stay um, up until after midnight, and then and then they just can't they just can't keep their eyes open till, and they just conk out at around 1:32, and they're conked from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. This information is known throughout the internet. You just can't learn that just through StacksAMilli. It's known worldwide that, well, especially in North America, through criminal statistics, that um, and uh, that it's a lot of the times around the 3 a.m. Well, what is this? The most common times for break-ins during the day is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And science says most don't occur at night at all. They occur during the day. Most burglars do not want to risk encountering someone. So maybe I was wrong about that first statistic. It might have been home invasions, but either way, I've heard of that 3:30 a.m. or whatever. So, but 6 a.m. I just burglary is a different thing than a home invasion. Burglary is like nobody's there, and you're just gonna snake around, or the criminal just snakes around um, to um, find their item. But somebody, yeah, but they know that their victim has left to go to work or something a lot of the time. That's burglary. But if they're willing to do it in the brazen daytime, like a 6 a.m. to 3 p.m., people could be at home during that time, 6 p.m. and all that. So, I don't know. But see, the thing is with burglaries and break-ins, how the criminals, it could easily turn into a worse thing that could go on. There could be a person inside the residence or whatever, and that could then turn deadly for that person, the victim, that is inside their residence. And when they have this criminal come in, um, uh, and what is it called? So that's the downside. They say it's not such a bad crime. They're in and out. They're only stealing property. Uh, and but uh, like I said, it could turn into a thing much worse than it does a lot of the times. It turns into the home invasion because it was if there's a person inside the building, it turns into a home invasion because that's their home dwelling and they're at home. And if the person's home, then you're invading their home and their privacy, and who knows what they're doing privately. They may be in the shower, the bathtub. They may be going to the restroom. And you put them in such jeopardy of their life by home invading them at the time, any time that they're home. That's a way worse charge because you're putting their actual life in risk. Property is only one thing. Property is easy to replace. Property is just a game, really. It's you buy it with money, just like Monopoly, the game Monopoly, and and houses and things are harder to replace, and more expensive items are harder to replace. The more expensive the item is, the harder to replace, and nobody wants to replace any item, no matter how small the item may be. But at the end of the day, any item may be replaced. So, what is it? So don't, if you have to leave your property, like I've had to, where I had to. Uh, if I had to uh, leave the property, I had to do that because I knew I was going to get some more better property in the future because it's just property. Same with the ones that lost all their properties in Kentucky and other places. They know that they're going to get their property rebuilt, they're going to get their property back. And what is it called? Um, but those crimes that some deem as innocent, like it's not a uh, not the home, they're not intending on a home invasion robbery. They're only intending to break and enter and steal some stuff. It can escalate and get worse into those things that I was saying prior. Uh, and they're just going for that property or whatever. And I can't remember what I was starting to say. Oh, we started out saying talking about what times that these sort of crimes happen. And believe it or not, it's happened to me only a few times in my life, only in the city of Teeswater, Ontario, Canada. I've lived many places in the world. London, Ontario, Canada, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Brampton, Ontario, Canada, Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada, Southampton, Ontario, Canada. I've lived in Cape Coral, Florida, Linden, Tennessee, um, and all that. But I've never had a break-in other than in Teeswater. I had several break-ins. I had several break-ins in my apartment. They stole stuff. I would come home. Where's my Guitar Hero? Where's my certain things? They went in and they just took it. All right. They went in and just took it. But those are just toys. And I'm not into toys anymore now that I've dealt with those ones that and yeah. And look at this scary. This is scary. So this guy's got a big crowbar. And I've never did any crime like that either. I was never one to do a crime like that. Uh, these people deserve to go to jail for sure for long periods of time. And hmm, I won primetime call, literally 8 o'clock, starts at 18. And what I'm really worried about right now is bike theft. And uh, it happens a lot to that guy. It happens every year. So get used to it. And bike theft is a thing that happens a lot too. And they tell us get used to it. That's a criminal's way of telling you to get used to it and to secede to to or subside to their demands so that it's easier. They have they have criminal networks that work together that they try to intimidate you into giving up a certain thing, but don't fall for the intimidation, and they will not succeed. And how I've done that is I've bought the most expensive locks that even the most experienced criminals by the tens of the dozens would not be able to do, would not be able to get successfully. It just would not. They just don't see it being a success at all. No profits involved. Too much of a risk. If you can make it like that for them, then there's going to be no theft or not even an attempt. Mhm. And a lot of people think you can't defend property in Canada. You can't